Welcome back, friends, to another DISGAEA RPG video. Lids87 here, and today I am doing my very first set of characters review for the global side of the game. Now, I do want to mention or say that coming from DISGAEA Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, that's the other mobile game that I do cover on my channel. It took me a second to get used to the DISGAEA stats. Just to give you an example, like over there we have stats that go like all the way up to 90% attacks. When I saw stats in this game that were like just 12%, for example, I was like, what the hell is going on? Why are these stats so damn low? So after playing this game for a week, I got a little bit more used to the statsing in this game. So I believe at this point I can judge a character's kit a little bit more better. All right, friends. So let's go ahead and try this out and see how this goes. Now, before I actually start talking about these characters, I do want to mention a few key notes. First and foremost is go for your favorite characters, because if you don't go for your favorite characters, then you might not enjoy the game as much, especially if you're a hardcore fan of the DISGAEA series. Second is that even though if you don't agree, or if I don't recommend some of these characters to go for, just remember that this type of game, it's all about team composition. So if a character lacks in one area, you could pick up another character to make up for that, just making that character even stronger. And third, it is still early in the game, so we might not have full resources to fully max out these characters unless you are a serious will to keep pulling on these banners. So we don't have that many nether enhancement or the rainbow pennies yet to get these nether enhancements all the way up to 10. It's going to take some time to get some characters up there, probably maybe 6 months, perhaps a year. So we have a vast majority of these characters at NE10. And I do want to give some credit. I did pull my stats from the DISGAEA RPG fandom page. I'll leave that link down below in the description if you guys want to see those pages for yourself. And I will include other links down below to the DISGAEA main Discord, to my own Discord. Big shout outs to the DISGAEA RPG Discord, as they have been very helpful when it came to better understanding this game. Alright, so let's go ahead and start talking about these characters. There is going to be a maintenance in the game on April 22nd from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. UTC time, -4. And this is going to introduce a new premium banner that is going to feature Fuka and Axel. Now, we just had one last week that had Usalia and Fenrix, so if you guys already broke from that, then I don't know if you'll have enough resources to pull for these characters. So let's go ahead and talk about the very first character on this banner, and hopefully it won't take that long to fully go over here. I'm going to do my best to try to go through them in a pretty fast speed, so to say. So Fuka is coming into the game as a humanoid type character, and the best thing about her is she actually has a pretty high attack stat. If I'm understanding this correctly, she has the highest attack stat currently in the game with a nice growth rate at 9 per level. Her other stats are okay. They're fine: defense, int, resistance, but I will say that her speed is on the lower end. And her primarily wielding an axe type weapon, that is her primary weapon. Axes in this game decrease your character's speed, so you're going to want to get your customer rank in the shop to 19 so you can buy some boots that increase your character's speed by 4, and perhaps you want to grab some innocence that will increase her speed, just so she is not the very last character to go on the action gauge. Now, when it comes to her masters, like I just mentioned, her primary focus is going to be the axe. She does have a weapon mastery of 10 for axes, and her secondary would be her swords. So if you don't have other characters that boost axes, you could probably focus on swords. So we have Valvatoris right now, who increases characters who are currently equipped with swords. He will increase their attack. And then third would be fist type units. And then after that, lances, bows, guns, and rods or scepters are on the lower end. Now, when it comes to her character skills, they're all offensive type skills with fire-based elemental damage. And her first two from her level 100 and 200, they are single target, and all of her skills do have the capabilities to decrease the enemy's defense by 12%. That means she's going to be hitting harder. Her final character skill, that is AoE, and it's going to be a little bit costly, being at 85, but it's probably going to hit like that much harder because it is at a C+. Her highest hitting one is going to be her level 201, which goes at B+. It is single target, so ideally she's going to be a single target nuker. When it comes to her magic skills, again, she has her, and it wasn't that crazy, and she's not the best when it comes to rods, but she does have the capabilities to increase a target ally's attack by 20 and 30% with her second right here, with her second mastery and the rods, and at Mastery 22, she can increase the attack by 40 to 55%, but now you're starting to go out of your way just a little bit to increase her weapon mastery with rods. And then after that, we have single target and AoE fire spell. So I guess if you want to build her as a mage, no, not really. But even still, like with her normal character skills, if you pair up with another character, I believe it was Adele with his sub-abilities that increases your allies' fire damage, or your party's fire damage even further, you could take full advantage of that. Now, when it comes to her abilities, her main ability, right off the bat, she's going to increase your party's damage dealt by 10%. I love that because right off the bat, she has party-wide benefits just by not giving her anything. Now, if you want to start focusing a little bit on the Axe team composition, if you get her to Nether Enhancement 1, she unlocks her second sub-ability, which is going to increase Axe-equipped members' attack by 18%. So that is a nice boost to attack for Axe-equipped members. At NE5, she will increase her own single target damage by 60%, and at NE7, her last sub-ability, Axe-equipping members will reduce the damage they receive, single target damage they receive, by 15%. So if you're going to pick her up and you're going to put her on an Axe team, you literally just need NE1 to give your Axe party members a nice boost in damage. I really love that she has that just at NE1. So that's where I recommend, if you're going to be feeding some duplicates into her, I at least recommend at least one just to unlock her NE1, just to further improve the damage done by your Axe members, while she also can inflict a 12% defense down. You're going to be hitting quite hard with her or your Axe party members. Let's talk about the second unit on this banner, and that is going to be Axel. Axel is a humanoid type character, and I would say his stats they're just average. They're nothing amazing. His speed is pretty good. It is pretty good, but the highest speed we currently have right now is Seraphina, which is at 60. Just to give you an idea where he's at, some others range from like 56, 52, 51, so on and so forth. So again, you guys saw this the attack stat compared to Fuka up ahead, and his is at 37 at a growth rate of 7. So his stats are just okay. His primary weapon is going to be a fist type weapon, and that is his primary weapon mastery, which it is at 10. His secondary weapon mastery is a sword, so you can pair him up with units like Valvatores to take full advantage of that, especially if you don't have other fist type units. Let's say, for example, you're going to be chasing Fuka and you happen to pick up Axel, but you want to make Axel work, as long as you could pair him up with Valvatores or your standard Laharo, just to further improve your damage, you can go ahead and do that if you don't have Kelia and if you don't have Adele to boost that fist type composition. And the rest of the weapon masteries are 4, 4, 4, and 2. Of course, he cannot equip monster equipment. When it comes to his character skills, he actually has a little bit of a mix. So with his first one at level 1, he actually has self-sustain, kind of like Valvatores. So the power is at from E+, it can go up to E+, and this will cost 15 CP. This is a self-sustain, where he is just going to do a lesser heal to himself. I apologize. Valvatores attacks and then self-sustains. Axel, he will only heal himself. At level 200, you will unlock a B+ power single target ability, and his final ability, C+, is going to be an AoE wind-based attack that can paralyze your enemies. So not bad overall. He's going to be primarily healing himself with some single target damage. I really don't like this that much, so I guess the main benefit would be that he can paralyze your enemies, allowing you to take advantage of that, especially if you have slower units. When it comes to his magic spells, he has single target and AoE wind spells, but he also has the capabilities with 2 of his spells to decrease the enemy's defense. One of them is from 20% up to 35% defense down, and the second, his Mastery 22 spell, he can decrease the enemy's defense by 40% up to 55%. So overall, that's not bad, but you guys saw how low his Scepter weapon mastery is, so you're going to be going a little bit out of your way in order to increase that. When it comes to his evilties, his main evilty, it's a selfish evilty that is going to only increase his own damage by 40%. So for that reason, I still value Fuka over Axel. And E1, he starts focusing a little bit more on the party. Physically equipped party members is going to increase the damage they deal with their skills by 15%. That's a nice boost in damage. So pair him up with, what's his face? Adele. Pair him up with, what's the other guy's face? Keelia, because those are also other fist type characters. Or if you have units like Laharo, give him a freaking fist. And now you have a nice team composition going, because again, Laharo can boost your party members' stats. And E5, physically equipped party members will reduce the amount of damage they receive from normal attacks by 15%. And at E7, his last sub-evil T, he will increase his own stats except speed by 5% times the number of females on the team composition. So overall, his main one and his final sub-evil T are pretty selfish. His middle two are going to increase your fist-equipped allies' damage by 15% and reduce the amount of damage they take. So not bad overall, in my own personal opinion. And if you were to invest in him, I would only invest in him if you are going to be building that fist equipped unit, because again, at NE1, fist equipped party members damage will be increased by 15%. If you really love Axel and want to seriously build a fist type team, then maybe NE5, but at that point, I guess it really depends on your RNG and how many rainbow printies or any printies you bought from the actual shop. So at now, I would leave them at NE1 only if you are building a fist equipped party. Alright, so what is the verdict for both of these units when it comes down to Fuka and Axel? So when it comes to Fuka herself, I'm going to say a little bit more towards yay and nay. I'm going to play around with these in terms of how I the verdict for these characters. So a little bit more on the yay side. I'll try to find I, because I know in the actual console games it's I instead of yay. But the main benefits about Fuka is that she has a high attack stack. She has the capabilities to inflict 12% defense down with all of her standard character skills. She can increase the entire parties just with her main evil T, their damage by 10%. So even if you just get her for that reason, you're already boosting your damage by that much. And at NE1, she will further increase the attack of axe equipped party members on the team. So if they have axe equips, axes are pretty strong in this game. And it's, again, so not a bad character overall for axe parties. When it comes to Axel himself, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the nay side, because his stats, they're just okay. They're not the greatest. They're all right. He is a little bit more selfish, again, with his main evil T primarily focusing on his own damage. And you need him to be at NE1 in order to increase fist party members' damage. So just alone, the fact that Fuka, just with her main evil T, can boost a party's damage, I definitely value her over Axel himself. But of course, if you want to boost up, if you go for any of these units, you could pick up units like Usalia. You could pick up units like Laharo if you don't have them already. Valvatoris if you want to give them a sword, especially Axel, who had a higher weapon mastery with sword type weapons, and then you could just leave him at his main evil T, which is again going to boost his own damage. Alright friends, so at the end of the day, that's where I'm at. Fuka a little bit more towards the I want to say yay, but I side, and Axel is going to be a little bit more towards the nay side. I would rather value or pick up Usalia than Axel, but again, if you like Fuka, she is not a bad unit to pick up for those reasons, especially if you're building up an axe party. All right, friends, so that is it for this video, friends. I want to thank you guys for watching my very first character review video. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments your overall thoughts about the presentation overall. All right, be honest, I will do my best to adjust to better represent this information for you guys. Second, about these two units, are you guys gonna go for them? Do you guys like Axel? I think Axel's pretty funny. I started off with DISGAEA 2. He was in there. I found him funny as hell. Fuka, or if you guys are gonna be going for Fuka. Me personally, I'm not gonna be going on these banners. I'm actually waiting for New Year's Rosalind, who I do want to pick up and add to my team compositions. But if I were to go, I would hope that I would get Fuka from this banner. All right, friends, so all your wonderful comments down below. And until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.